why would they even keep her after everything that she has done? This, what Hybe is doing, we can actually learn a lot from them in terms of professional strategy. If you are, if you have your own business, or if you're trying to fight off any kind of negative publicity about you, this is a good lesson. So the book emphasizes the importance of winning entire battles without fighting, if possible. The ultimate goal is to subdue the enemy without violence and through strategy. So always remember that. I know you've heard this before, but the best lawyers never go to court. That is the principle, that if you are a really good lawyer, any good lawyer, if you're a great lawyer, you would know that you should do anything and everything within your power not to go to court. Okay. So basically, this is the same principle that this book is teaching. If you want to win a war, the best way for you to win it is by not going into the battle. And this is also essentially what Hybe is trying to do. They don't want to continue this battle anymore because it's costly. So they're trying to win the war through strategy. Okay. Um, there are he's laid out different strategies, and I will go through some that I feel are most appropriate and most relevant in this situation. But I would encourage you to get the book, a copy of the book, or you can be a member of my Patreon. As I've said, this is one of the books that I'll be giving away. So, one strategy is laying plans, the importance of planning and strategy before an action. This includes assessing the political, economic, psychological, and moral influences of the situation. So, most of the time, fans don't really see anything beyond what is interesting for us. So, for us, and I am guilty of this too, by the way, don't think that I am above this or that I am an exception to all of this. No, I am guilty of this too, because I'm a BTS fan. I'm an army. So my primary concern is BTS. I want to protect them, and I don't want to hear anything else that would anything that would even remotely compromise their safety or their welfare, right? So that's what I want. So the minute you say anything that I feel will be detrimental to their safety and their career, I shut down, because I don't want to hear it. I just want BTS protected. But the truth of the matter is that the battle is already there. She already exists. She's creating havoc. She's creating chaos already, and they have to face it. But there are so many things that we don't see and that we don't know. And that is the job of the lawyer, to make sure that they are seeing things, everything from every angle, so that they can counter the plan that Min Heejin has. And it isn't just about who has control over New Jeans. That's the truth of the matter. It isn't just about New Jeans at this stage. It's about precedent, meaning whatever they do here will set the tone for other things that will happen in the company in the future. If they allow New Jeans to just terminate their contract without any kind of consequence, then any other group that will be joining them, or artists for that matter, knows that if they throw a tantrum, they can just terminate the agreement without any kind of consequence. That's one. They have to think about the psychological effects of this. They have to think about the economic, how they will be projected in the media if they treat New Jeans badly, if they don't listen to them at all, if they do everything without any kind of compromise, they are going to be projected as a harsh, heartless company. And people are just going to say, "Oh, you're no different from any other company." So they have to think about all of those things. Next, attack by strategy. That's actually what it means. Uh, the best way to win is to attack the enemy's strategy, not their armies. Okay, listen to that. It's best to attack their strategy, not their armies. It's better to disrupt their alliances, undermine their plans, and make them surrender without a fight. So if all Hybe does is to go after all of her minions, the reporters, the fans of New Jeans, the parents of New Jeans, and try to attack them one by one, it's going to be costly. More importantly, you're actually not dealing with the source of the problem. Their minions, the reporters, everybody who's siding with them, everybody who's getting paid, those aren't the problem. They're the result of the problem. So, what Hive has to do is to get to the source of the problem and destroy that. And the strategy is on Min Heejin. So, they have to go after Min Heejin, know how she's actually doing all of this, her networks, who's supporting her, and try to attack that. Okay. Next, tactical disposition, positioning your forces in such a way that you can respond to the enemy's moves effectively. This involves flexibility and adaptability. They can't, and at this stage, practically, it is impossible for them to just have one strategy and stick to it all the way through because things are changing. They have to change their strategy so that they can adapt to what she is doing. So remember, in the beginning, it was just see how the fight has evolved. In the beginning, it was just her accusing Hybe of copying her strategy. She said, "Oh, Source Music copied my strategy. B-Lith Lab copied my strategy." That was how it started. And so when she got caught, that she said that because she got caught, and that was her strategy to try and destroy the reputation of Hybe. After that, it has now evolved. Remember what we are talking about now. It is now Hybe versus New Jeans. She's now out of the picture. That's how she was able to manipulate, and that's how she was able to evolve her strategy. From her being the person that's trying to destroy Hybe and take over Adore, it is now Hybe trying to undermine and destroy New Jeans. And if Hybe does not respond accordingly, they're going to lose. So they have to make sure that they're also evolving, their strategy is evolving according to how Min Hee-jin is evolving her strategy. Weak points and strong points, knowing when and where to attack, understanding that every position has its strength and weaknesses. So this is another thing that's very, very important. There is absolutely nothing that they can do that is flawless. There is no flawless strategy. They can't do anything that will not have a consequence. Whether they fire Min Hee-jin, they take her back, fire New Jeans, or keep them, all of that, all of those things, every action they make has a weakness and a strength. It has pros and cons, and they have to be prepared for both. Maneuvering. This is another strategy. So, how to move your forces in such a way that you gain strategic advantage without fighting. This involves deception, diversion, and strategic positioning. And that, my friends, is the reason why they are trying to keep her because you don't want to fight. You would rather deceive, diverse, and strategically position yourself so that eventually you can beat her. If Min Hee-jin is a member of Hybe or Adore, she can't do anything that will undermine the value of the name of Adore. The minute she does it, she loses all leverage, she loses everything, and she can go to jail. So it is better to keep her close. It is better to keep her on a leash so that they can watch her and every time, all the time, instead of setting her free and allowing her to do anything and everything that she can without having to face brutal consequences. Okay. Terrain, understanding the terrain and how it influences military tactics, different types of terrain that require different strategies. So, as I mentioned earlier, things are evolving. It used to be just about Min Hee-jin betraying Hybe. Now it is Hybe trying to destroy New Jeans. That's how she manipulated the narrative. And Hybe has to actually adjust to that. They have to make sure that they are ready with all the strategies, with all of their plans in this new space that she took the battle in. Okay, now there was a picture that there was a rumor that was going around that she actually opened her own office. Now, if it was an Adore office, that is illegal. She can't do that because that would be a breach. If this is her personal office, there's nothing illegal about that. Just wanted to make that clear. So even though, for example, I have a full-time job, I'm working for my boss, If I open an office in the name of that company without his consent, then I can get fired. That's breach of contract. But if I open an office that is just mine, he has nothing to do with that. I'm safe. It seems that she's very open about the fact that she actually opened her office, and that is fine. So, for as long as she doesn't make it appear as if it is a door, then it should be fine. So, just a recap, the reason that Heejin, the tribe, has decided to keep her is to keep her close so that they can control her rather than allowing her and setting her free and not knowing what her next move is. With this, she's bound by certain clauses in the contract so that she cannot do anything that will destroy the name of Adore or the value of Adore. There are other things. I think so. This is just, by the way, this is my analysis. Okay, I'm not from Hybe. Don't work for or with Hybe, and they definitely aren't paying me. But there are others that are speculating that that maybe Hybe isn't actually counting on renewing the contract of New Jeans. And what they're simply doing is making sure that since she started this and New Jeans actually wants to work with her, then they will just let it happen and enjoy the income that they will get from them. That's a possibility that they are not expecting them to renew their contract. But I do think that they are also entertaining the thought of New Jeans finally realizing what it is that they are missing if they continue to work within the umbrella of Hype. That's a possibility. If remember that Min Hee Jin won't be able to fully control New Jeans anymore. She is going to be the producer and she's going to be a member of the board, but she doesn't call the shots at the end of the day. It will be the CEO, and so that will give Hype a chance to actually expose new genes to other groups within Hype, the other system of Hype, and maybe just maybe one, two, or three, or maybe all of them will realize what it is that they're missing by just working with Min Hee-jin. So that's still a possibility. I wouldn't put it past them to want to do that and to have a clear path towards that. So that's why I think they decided to keep her. It is better because they will be able to control her. All right, let's go through some of your comments. Are you DK? Are you the Korean blogger? Who asked that? Some Wow, I can't read your nick. um, Josie said, okay, let's go. Look for some questions. It makes sense, but we want to see her punished. How can Hype do that? Because she's going to make a mistake. The other day, I posted on Twitter, if you actually follow me on X, I said that I quoted DMX, the one of the best rappers ever. And he said in one of his interviews, he said that you have to trust people to be themselves. You have to trust people to be themselves, but you also have to trust yourself well. But you also have to trust that you see them well. And what he meant by that is that you just need to know, you need to know for sure that a snake will bite you, a liar will lie to you, and a thief will steal from you. So, in other words, if that is their nature, they will do it. They won't be able to go against their nature. If they are a liar, they will lie to you. Even if they are lying for you, eventually they will lie to you. So that is all that it takes. If she makes one mistake with the contract that she has, then it's easier to get her. Maya Angelou also said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Yeah, I also posted that on my ex account that if someone shows you who they are, believe them. So that is that's going to happen. That is her nature. Her nature is greed. So she's going to be greedy. Her nature is to lie. She's going to lie and they will catch her. This time they know who it is that they're up against. They will be able to catch her, and that with a clear cut. I am assuming that this time it's going to be an airtight contract. It's going to be easier for them to get her.